Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I hope everybody is doing well today. Happy Monday. Sorry, I'm on multi videos or social medias this morning. So again, I have a lot of places to look, but that's a really good thing. So I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to our Monday yoga practice. This morning we're going to work on what I call jumpstarting your week. So what jumpstarting your week is just opening up the whole body, feeling really, really good, releasing any stress from last week, the weekend, whatever you got. Let's let it out and start today off feeling good. That's our goal. So the only thing that you need, hi Erica. The only thing that you're going to need as far as props is a yoga mat. You're probably going to sweat, so I am going to suggest if you're a sweater, grab a towel. If you have a hard time reaching the floor and you want to use yoga blocks, you can. Bring them up towards the top of your mat so that way you have it for whenever you need it. So most importantly is just make sure that you're breathing, make sure that you're moving your body for how your body moves naturally, right? We are all so different, right? I will always say, we all have 2 arms, 2 legs, a spine, and a head, but we all move differently. So moving from a place where you move naturally, that is how you will heal your body. That is how you will reduce your stress and ultimately feel good. Right, so our goal is to feel good and heal, and to do what I call is move with ease, right? So we don't want to force. Wherever you are is great, and just allow yourself to be wherever you are, right? No judgment. When you get on your yoga mat, the goal is that this should be a no judgment zone. Right? This is just you, focused on you, feeling really good, and then that's it. So we're going to begin seated on our mat, and you can sit however you are very, very comfortable. That is totally up to you. Right? And everything that we do, I will offer you modifications, so that way if what I'm doing doesn't really work for you or it's too much, there will be another way. That being said, if you find that what I'm doing is uncomfortable for you, of course, stop at any point. If you know yoga, do something else, right? Make this your practice. Make this feel good for you, so that way we can just start off the week right. So we're going to begin in just a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. And we're going to take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Relax your shoulders down. Sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to begin to just close your eyes. And just begin to bring the attention to the sound of your breath. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. And nice, long, slow, deep breaths out your nose or your mouth. And just allowing yourself to become really just present with you. That whatever's going on off the 4 corners of your mat, just allow it to just be paused just for right now. Just allowing yourself the time to just check in, to see how are you, how do you feel, what's going on, how does your body feel, what does it need? And again, these are observations, not judgments. So if you're having thoughts popping up, such as, I am a hot mess, right? That is okay. Honor your hot mess. Don't judge it. When we learn how to just be and accept where we are as just our truth, we can move through it. When we stay stuck in the judgment and the attack on ourselves, that we should be doing something different, we should be feeling different, we stay in that cycle of negative. So our goal is to learn how to release the negative and just allow ourselves to just simply just be a gentle observer instead of that harsh critic. Taking 2 more nice deep breaths, filling the lungs completely. As you begin your next exhale, just begin to release the hands, gently open your eyes, and we're going to come to the top of your mat and stand. So we're going to start with sun salutation A to warm up the body, get the blood pumping. So our breath is going to probably be different, so you don't have to stay on cue with me. I will cue breathing for you so you know when to breathe. But if you're different, don't rush your breath, don't, just slow it down, whatever. It's just a guideline for you, so truthfully, you know what you're doing. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. Feet can be underneath the hips or wider if you need to. We're just going to rock forward and back. Lift the shoulders up, back, down. We want to think about inhaling the upper body, the front of the body up, but without popping the chest forward. And as you exhale, think about softening the back of the body down. Right, so the belly is engaged. We're lengthening up the spine, and then we're softening down the back of the body so the tailbone extends down. This will help so we're not arching our spine, right? So we want to move with what we call a natural spine, which our spines all have that natural curve in the lower back. You drop in the arms, take a nice deep breath, reach the arms up, palms touch, exhale, folding forward over your legs. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Fingertips will come to the floor or front of the shins. Take a nice big deep breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Squeeze the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So that's a half sun salutation. I'll do one more. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale. Lengthening your spine, crown of the head forward, tailbone extends back. Exhale, gently fold. Press back into your feet. Inhale, roll it up, squeeze the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, squeeze the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Get fingertips to the floor, front of the shins. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, plant your palms. So first one, we're going to go slow. In, step back to your plank, top of a push-up, knees up or down. Exhale, hug your elbows in, and we're slowly going to lower all the way down to the earth and flip your toes. Shoulders roll back, elbows hug in. Don't squeeze your hiney here. Inhale, roll the heart open, cobra. So this will be your modified flow as we move through. Exhale, release. Curl your toes. Inhale, press back to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So anytime you come to downward facing dog for the next hour, right, if you need a break, drop the knees, unflip your toes, bring the hips to the heels. That's child's pose. You can do that anytime you need to. Okay. In your down dog, though, heels do not need to be down. We want to roll the shoulders away from the ears. Press the full palms firmly into the earth so there's no space under any part of the hand. Legs are straight or bent, right? You can always bend your knees. We want to think about pressing into the palms, press the shoulders towards the hips, and then the hips move away towards the wall behind you. On your inhale, look to your hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up to the top of your mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Press back into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, lengthening your your spine, plant your palms here. As you exhale, step back to your plank. Again, knees up or down. You can lower to the floor or hover. So when you hover, your elbows hug in, and we want to try to keep the shoulders above your elbows. Again, you can lower to the floor, come into cobra, or flip your feet. Inhale, open your heart, upward facing dog. So you're on the hands, tops of the feet. Curl the toes, taking it back, downward facing dog. It's again moving at your own capability. And every day is going to be different. Some days you're going to have energy, some days you're going to be tired, some days you're just here, right? It's all good. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up, top of the mountain fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly fold, press back into your feet. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep it up, just warming up the body. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, take it back to plank and lower. Again, all the way or hover. Flip the feet. Inhale, open the heart, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. At any time, if you find that you are starting to get too warm, which can happen, exhale out your mouth. Right, but just make sure that you're breathing in through the nose. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, step it up, top of the mountain fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press back into your feet. Inhale, roll it all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to do it one more time. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step it back. Lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So 3 breaths here. Right. Roll the shoulders down. Again, go to child's pose if you need it. So if you're in downward facing dog, look to your heels. Make sure that they disappear behind the fronts of your ankles. Right, so again, if you see the heels, it means you're rotating in through your hips. And then make sure that you're not hyperextending through your shoulders. Right, so we don't want to have the chest super close to the legs. Right, that can put a lot of pressure on the shoulders, especially if you're really flexible. Right, so we want to use our strength here. Keep that belly engaged. Now on your inhale, we begin to take just your right leg. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, open your hip. On your exhale, stepping that right foot forward, come into high or low lunge. So high lunge is your front knee, back knee lifted. Low lunge is your back knee down. And either one is totally appropriate. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Right, so then first go through, we're going to go talk about 4. Right, so here, front knee and ankle in a straight line. Again, if the back knee is lifted, keep the toes curled. If the knee is down, toes flat or curled, totally up to you. We want to think about that right hip gently moving back so the left hip can come forward. That's where the stability comes from. Pull the belly in so you have really awesome support. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to burn your hiney here. You're totally burning your hiney. Right? Relax the shoulders down. Right? So if you need to stay here for crescent lunge, stay here. Otherwise, we'll inhale. Begin to sweep the upper body up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to come into what's called cactus arms. So cactus arms takes the elbows out to the side. Hip bones move forward towards the top of the mat. Right, we want to keep those hip bones level so that elbows are slightly drawing back. So you're opening the front of the chest and bringing the shoulder blades towards one another. Right, now on your inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up, belly is strong. Exhale, cactus arms. And one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release your hands. We'll take that left hand underneath your left shoulder. Again, take that left knee down if you need to. Coming into a lunge with twist. On your inhale, begin to roll that right shoulder back, right arm extends, lunge with twist. So you can keep that top arm up. You can roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of the hip. You can take that left knee down. Again, there's lots and lots of options depending on what you feel you need right now. Right? So just making sure you're either looking up to the side or down towards your right foot, left hand. On your inhale, begin to release. That right hand will pivot your left foot. Right? Making sure again that that right knee and ankle is in a straight line. Right heel to left heel is aligned, or right heel to left arch. Taking that left hand, inhale, windmill yourself up, warrior two. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, bending into that right leg. Right, again, the belly draws in, spine lengthens up, right leg extends open, left leg plants down. If you get any cramping in your thigh, just stretch out the leg like you're going to go to triangle pose, which we'll do later, and then rebend it. Okay, so warrior two is its own pose, so we want to keep the spine nice and long. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then look over your right middle finger. Now on your inhale, we'll take it to extended side angle. So on your inhale, start to slowly reach that right arm out. You can take that right forearm to the right thigh. Left shoulder can roll back, left arm can extend. Or you can roll the shoulder back and bring the hand behind you. Looking up to the side or down. You can also take that right hand to the floor. Again, moving that arm up, right, down. If the leg cramps at all, you can stretch out the legs and then rebend back in. Pressing firmly into that left foot on the inhale, reaching up. Exhale, turn it down. We'll spin that left foot forward and then step it back into downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders down. We're just going to do same sequence on the other side. On your inhale, left leg is going to lift, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, left foot steps forward. You can roll the shoulders down. So it's very easy when we go to the second side to want to rush. Don't rush, right? Take your time. Right? Our goal in yoga is not to be speedy, it's to breathe. Right? So left knee and ankle in a straight line, left hip gently moves back so that right hip can move forward. And again, you can come down on that right knee if you need to. So on my personal Instagram, I know I'm getting cut off, sorry. Relax the shoulders. Right, so again, find your stability here because this is the whole idea of crescent. Right, lifting up is just that final piece. On your inhale, slowly lifting up, crescent lunge. Drawing the shoulders down here to make sure that the hip bones are level. Back leg can have a slight bend in it, or it can be straight, or the knee, of course, can be down. Take a nice big deep in. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus arms. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, cactus arms. Two more times. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, cactus arms. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, release your hands. And right hand comes over the shoulders, left knee can be up or down. I'm sorry, right knee can be up or down. Inhale, roll that left shoulder back, left arm extends, lunge with twist. And draw the shoulders away from the ears, opening the heart. And we want to gently hug the left knee in, so that way the knee doesn't flap out to the side. Again, if the back toes are curled and the knee is down, and you want to try to lift it up, you can. And you can roll that shoulder back and bring the hand behind you if you need to. Right, again, find what works for you. Now on your inhale, slowly begin to release that left hand down. Pivot that right foot. So again, left knee and ankle in a nice straight line. On your inhale, slowly lift it up, warrior two. I just want to turn so you can see me. Okay, so the left leg is leading. Again, we want to find the inner thighs on both legs. Okay, think about a big yoga ball, right? Imagine it between your legs and then try to squeeze it in as you bend your left leg. Draw the shoulders back, middle fingers extend away from middle fingers. And lift the corners of the mouth. Smiling is super important. Now on your inhale, begin to reach that left arm forward. And you can take that left forearm to your right thigh. Right shoulder goes back, right arm extends for your higher extended side angle. You can take the hand to the floor. You can roll the shoulder back. Right, again, if you are not used to these and your quad gets mad at you, right, come up, straighten the leg, rebend back in, and find your version. And you can have a different variation of the same pose, one side to the other, totally fine. On your next inhale, slowly begin to release the hands down, spin that right foot forward, step it back, downward facing dog. Don't worry, we're almost done with the warm-up, and then we'll get to work. No, I'm just kidding, just kidding. Inhale, roll yourself forward into your plank. Top of the push-up, again, belly is always strong. Exhale, slowly, again, you can hover or lower all the way down. Unflip your toes. Inhale. Opening your heart. Exhale, slowly release, curl the toes. Inhale to the plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up to the top of your mat, coming back into your standing forward fold. We're just going to hang out here for just a moment. Grab your elbows, let the head just hang, bend the knees if you need to. Right, just check in with your body. See, how are you feeling so far? Okay, where do you feel tight? Are you releasing? Again, these are not judgments. They're just for you to see, what in the world do you need today? Inhale, begin to lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly fold, press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, so we're going to move into balance. We're going to do it early in our practice, so that way before our legs get too tight. So we're going to begin to find your balance on your right leg. Again, balance is not just proper foot position, it's keeping the core engaged, hips level, spine long. Okay, so we're going to begin to just transition, just start to find your balance on your right foot. Right, flex your left foot. If you wobble, don't worry, it's still alive. Right, just keep the spine long. Engage the belly. Pull the pelvic floor up. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, imagine you have to pee and there's no bathroom. Right? Squeeze those pelvic floor muscles. So again, if this is your balance today, hang out right here. It's a great way to practice balance. Otherwise, on your inhale, slowly begin to lift that left knee up, keeping that foot flexed. And as you exhale, gently begin to extend that left leg back. And hips stay level, coming into warrior three. Now, if you stay here and you start to wobble all over, just know you can lift up your ankle. You don't have to make the letter T. You can stay high, just keep the belly in so you're not arching it. Or find for you the angle that works. Keep the hands on the hips, or you can take the hands to the heart, or take it into airplane arms. Okay, turn that right pinky toe down, so that way your hips are level. If the pinky toe turns out to the side, that means you're rotating your hips. Take a nice big deep breath in. Now on your exhale, wherever you are, slowly step your left foot back, pivot it out, and we're going to come back into warrior two, right? You're experts at this because we've already done this. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. This time we'll flip that right hand up. Take a nice big deep breath in, right arm reaches up, left arm drops back, coming into reverse answer warrior. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, looking up if you can. If not, just look to the side where your heart is turning, right? So this is a gentle back. It's opening through the front of the ribs, but we don't want to compress into the back, right? So again, this is about length and space. We don't want to smush. And on your next inhale, we're going to take this into triangle, but coming through reverse triangle first. So on your inhale, slowly begin to straighten that right leg. Keep the kneecaps soft though. As you exhale, slowly inch forward, reach that right arm out, 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 out. Once you can reach no more, float that arm down, left shoulder rolls back, left arm extends. Coming into triangle pose. Okay, so you want to imagine a wall behind you and you're pressing your shoulders towards it. Okay. We don't want to think about your butt because your butt will always hit the wall first. So think about rolling the shoulders back, pulling the belly in. And you can use a block if you need to. You can take your hands on the leg if you need to. And whatever works for you. Press firmly into the feet. Take a big deep breath and pull that belly in a little bit more. Inhale, very slowly begin to bend into your right leg. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, spin that left foot back, and then we'll step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly fold. Press back into your feet. Inhale, roll it all the way up. Reach the arms up. Excuse me, exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to go same thing on the other side. So, finding your balance now on your left foot. Okay, so again, as I told you earlier, don't rush between your sides. Find balance, find stability, pull the belly in, lengthen your spine up, and relax your shoulders, and then see if you can find your balance on your left foot. Now, as most of us know, there's a big difference between the right side and the left. That is completely normal. Okay, something that helps with balance is to find something that you can look at that has no blood flow or oxygen in it. Right? So if you look at me and I wobble, you're going to wobble worse. And trust me, I will wobble. So again, stay here nice and tall, or we'll take this to warrior three. Inhale, lift that right knee up, flex your foot. Exhale, start to extend the leg back, lengthening your spine, slightly drop the chin down, breathing of course. And then again, find your angle that works for you. Right? If making the letter T is too much, slowly lift. If one side of your body is an issue, take the toes down. Right? Again, it's all good. Right? We're not trying to be carbon copies of each other. That would be so boring if we were all the same. Right? Celebrate your individuality. That is my favorite thing about teaching yoga, is seeing a room full of people who look so different in the same exact pose. Those differences should be celebrated. Now on your inhale, slowly bend into your left knee, step your right foot back, come back into warrior two on the left side. Again, looking over that left middle finger. Pressing the feet firmly into the earth. Something that helps when you're talking about feet is imagine pressing the feet so firmly down and then that you're going to try to move them towards one another without moving them. Right? So that's going to get the whole leg engaged. And we'll we'll begin to flip that right hand up. Take a big deep breath in, right arm reaches up, left arm drops back. Or I'm sorry, I think I said that in reverse. Left arm drops back, right arm comes down. If you know me well, you know I confuse my rights and my lefts all the time. But, you know, nobody's perfect. Now on your inhale, slowly begin to straighten that left leg and keep the knee soft. On your exhale, hinging forward, reaching that left arm out as far as you can. So you're moving from the side bodies. Hips are extending towards the wall to the side here. And then once you find that you move as far as you can, we'll float that left hand down. Right shoulder rolls back, right arm extends for triangle. Or again, use your block. You can use your leg. Just watch that bottom shoulder. If you're hunching, right, try to move the hand in such a way that there's no pressure on the shoulder. Again, you can roll that shoulder back, right? You can even let go of the arms. Again, possibilities are endless. Have fun with your practice. That is what is important. On your inhale, very, very slowly begin to bend back into your left knee. Exhale, release your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Right, so again, we're going to come back to a flow. On your inhale, roll yourself forward into your plank top. No push-ups. Again, you can lower all the way down or hover. On your inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders from the ears, extending the hips back. On your inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, step back to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Fingertips again to the floor, front of the shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly fold, press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Exhale, release your arms. And we're going to clasp our hands behind you. So if your shoulders are really tight, you can always use a towel and just grab onto that towel and just kind of hold it like this. Otherwise, we're going to interlace your fingers very, very softly. And we're going to bring the feet a little bit wider than your hips. So don't go to the side edges of your mat, but just look to the front of your hip bones, right? So this is what we call hip width apart. And then just step a little bit wider. Draw the shoulders in. So again, imagine you have a little fuzzy baby chick in your hands. You don't want to smush your chin. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, bring your shoulder blades towards one another, pull the belly in, press them into your feet. And if you're able to, slowly open your heart as you bring the shoulder blades towards one another. Right, so let the movement initiate in the shoulder blades, not the chest. So if you're okay, we'll slowly begin to open however you can. Right, if you're here and this feels awesome, you can always fold. Okay. If once you lift the arms, you kind of feel like you collapse, extend the arms behind you. Draw the crown of the head down. Press into your feet. Take a big deep breath in. If you're down, slowly come up. Breathe the arms up. Exhale, swan dive back down. Okay, so we're going to come into something fun, which is called crow pose. So there's crow and crane. They're like brother-sister poses. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it, and we'll see how it works. So, if you have any issues with your shoulders, I'm going to show you something else instead. Or if you just don't feel like doing arm balance, right? You got an option. So, first option is going to be a toe stand. So, a toe stand, think of Barbie doll feet. You're going to lift your heels up. Then you can stay right there. Or slowly sink the hips towards the heels. And again, you can just hang out right there. At any point, if you need a break, right, just straighten up and fold. Okay, so that's your first option. Your next option is to take the hands about shoulder width apart, so the elbows come to the inside of your upper legs. Okay. And you're just going to kind of just press into your hands a little bit and pull back. Okay, so you're just testing the water. Okay, so one thing with arm balance is, number one, you're not high off the ground. So if you feel like you're going to fall, trust me, you are. So since you're not high off the ground, just pull yourself back, use your body weight to just come back if you feel like you're going to fall forwards, right? Don't fall forwards, it's going to hurt. Okay, and I say that from experience, a lot of experience. Okay, so first variation, press the palms down. We're going to slowly press into your hands. Hug your thighs in towards just above your elbows, and you're going to see if you can extend forward, and then see if you can lift one foot or both. Right, and again, if you can't lift both, don't worry about it. If you can lift one, awesome, just switch, right? It's a great way to practice. Okay, so that's going to be your first option. Again, just testing the waters, see how it works. If you can't hold it, don't stress it. Again, this is a fun way to learn arm balance. Okay? Especially for women, most women say, I can't do arm balance. Well, have you tried? No. Of course you can't do it, you haven't tried. Okay, so next step. So we're going to work towards moving the legs towards the sides of your triceps. Okay, so girls, don't pull your high knee up. If you pull your high knee up, gravity takes over and you come forward. So we're going to come up a little bit higher. Okay, I want you to think about taking the knees towards the outsides of your triceps, so that way you can bring the shins onto the back of the arms. Okay, so that's your next step. Your final step, okay, which I'm going to tell you, if you have pants on, lift them up so your knees are exposed, because we're going to take the knees into your underarms, right? Nobody wants to do it all over their pants. Okay, so from here, again, you have to start a little bit higher, but don't start with the hips up. Pull the hips back. You're going to hug the knees in towards your armpits, and then try one side, and then try the other side. And again, it might work, it might not. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. Now, once you're ready, we're going to begin to open the feet wide. Right, so here you can go towards the side edges of your mat, and we're going to begin to sink the hips, coming into what's called yogi squat. If this is too much for your knees, your ankles, or your hips, right, just come into a forward fold instead. Right, again, you always have options. We want to make sure that it works for you. Right, if you're in the yogi squat, extend your arms forward, roll the shoulders down, palms are together, and then we bring the hands to the heart center. Okay, so this used to be a meditation position. I truthfully don't know anybody that meditates like this anymore, but it's fun to practice. And it's really, really good for the hips, the lower back. Right, the core, because the core is still engaged. And moving very, very slowly, you want to release your hands, gently drop your bottom down. We'll bring the bottoms of your feet together. Roll the hips open. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take a big deep breath, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, just gently take a fold. Coming into bound angle or goddess pose. Relax your shoulders. Again, you can stay right here if this is working well for you. We'll inhale, slowly begin to extend the spine up. Bring the insides of your legs together, and we're going to come into what's called upright stack pose. Okay, so if you like boat pose, but you find it hard, this is a great way to practice. So we want to flatten the sitting bones, right? So we always say move the jump in trunk. Okay? Find lengthen your spine. We're going to lift your heels up. So when you lift your heels up, you're going to find those sitting bones and then lengthen the spine. Okay, we'll take the hands behind the back of the thighs and see if you can lift your feet. Right, so again, if you know boat pose, right, here you are. Right? Upright staff, we take pointer finger and middle fingers to the big toes. And then we see if we can extend your legs. Right? So we want to think about trying to lengthen the spine up. Again, you can use a towel around your feet, you can use a yoga strap, right? You can bend your knees, you can hang out right here. Again, if something doesn't work, just means it's not working today. And that's okay. Try to relax your shoulders. Try to relax your jaw. Take one more big deep breath in. Now taking this into boat pose. So if you love this and you want to hang here, go ahead, hang here. Okay, for boat, we're going to release your hands and bend your knees. Now if this is too much for you, take your feet down. Keep your hands behind your thighs. Lengthen the spine. Drop the elbows. And just hold here. Get that engagement in your belly so you don't dump body weight into your spine. Right, so again, you can stay here. You can try lifting one leg and then the other. You can lift both. You can extend both. You can release your arms. Right? You can get fancy and do movement. Right? Again, whatever floats your boat, right? But it's whatever works best for you. On your next exhale, begin to release your feet. Take your hands in front and step it back into downward facing dog. And draw the shoulders back to the big deep breath in. Exhale. Come into your plank. We're going to hang in plank for just a moment. Draw the heels back. Again, if the knees need to be down, put them down. You can also lift your toes. Or lift your feet and bring your big toes together. And roll the shoulders down. Take one more big deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower either all the way to the earth or we're going to hover. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, you look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, step it back up to the top of the mat, and we'll come on down, have a seat. Okay, so I'm going to face you. So we're going to work on some upright, some seated straddles, and then straddles with side body bend, which is one of my favorites. So straddle, we're going to open up your legs to as wide of a comfortable straddle as you can do. Okay, one thing that's super important with straddles, especially seated, is making sure that your hip range of motion is even. So if you have one side that's super flexible, but one side that's not, back off your flexible side to meet your non-flexible side. Don't try to force your flexible side or your non-flexible side to meet your flexible side. Okay. If you have a hard time sitting like this, grab a firm pillow, a blanket, a towel, bring it underneath your hips just to elevate you. Okay. Make sure that your pubic bone is in a nice straight line. So we don't want to have what I call the ski slope. Okay, so this is what the ski slope looks like. You got a ski slope here. Your pubic bone is tilted forward. You can't go anywhere because your back is rounded and you're completely just collapsed. So we want to sit nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, flex your feet. Take a nice big deep breath and reach your arms up, stretch up, slightly drop the chin, and then we'll exhale and slowly fold to your own degree. And whatever that is for you, relax your shoulders down. If your elbows are near the floor, you can always take your elbows to the floor. Okay, drop your head and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. And your chest doesn't need to be on the floor. If it is, that's fantastic. If it's not, that's amazing. And again, don't worry. Take a nice big deep breath in, press into the hands, lengthen your spine. As we exhale, walking your hands in and then rolling the spine up. So if this is too much for you and you want to bend in one leg, bend in one leg, right? So it looks like this. And we'll take a nice big deep breath in. Reach the arms up, and as you exhale, you're just going to go to one side. So take one arm down, opposite arm reaches up, or again, you can roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of the hip. And keep the feet flexed. You can look up, you can look down, you can look to the side, right? You can reach your hand to the big toe. Again, there's so many possibilities. What I want you to think about though is, can you turn the center of the chest so you're open, right? Again, we don't want to collapse. This is to open up the side bodies and really open up into your spine. And take one more big deep breath in, reaching up with that top arm. Exhale, slowly release. We're just going to go right to the other side. Inhale, reaching it up, stretch up, exhale, hinging to the other side, right? So you might find that one side moves much easier. Again, so normal. Don't worry about it, right? As you breathe, the goal is to hopefully find more space. If you don't, that is okay too. Right? But again, finding for you, what do you need on this side? Again, you don't have to do the same pose the same way, right side to left side. Right? You might need totally different expressions from one side to the other. Take a nice big deep breath and start to reach the top arm up. Exhale, slowly release. And we'll slowly bring the insides of your legs together. Bend the knees, and we're going to roll onto your back. So if you have your hair in a ponytail, make sure you either A, take it out, or make sure that it's low enough or loose enough so you can put your head on the floor without compromising the safety of your neck. Okay, so we're going to begin to come onto your back. Begin to walk your feet in as close to your bottom as you can. Right, so your butt and your heels don't need to touch. The goal, eventually, if it's possible, is to be able to just kind of touch your heels. Again, you don't need to wrap your hands around your ankles, but it's just to find your heels. Right, you don't need to go any closer than that. Coming into bridge pose. So pressing firmly into the feet. Okay, when you do a back bend, you don't want to turn your head. So I will talk you through everything, but as soon as we start to lift the hips, don't turn your head. Keep your gaze straight up towards the ceiling. That's to protect your neck. Okay, so we want to pull the belly in. Okay, so bridge pose initiates belly, thighs, right, quads, hamstrings, and then glutes. So we don't want to squeeze the glutes first. Right? In fitness classes, bridge is done a little bit differently. Here we want to focus belly, thighs, quads, hamstring, and then glutes, right? Because the glutes are strong. So we want to use those smaller, weaker muscles before we have those glutes work. Okay, so press into the feet, drop the hands towards your sides, press your hands down, take a big deep breath in, pull the belly in, start to tip the tailbone up, and then once the tailbone comes up, then start to press into the feet, again, engage the belly, lift the hips up as best as you can. If you have a thin yoga block or a book, you can bring it between your thighs and squeeze it in. Kneecaps are going to move forward. So again, finding the degree of a back bend for you. You don't have to be high with this. Okay? If back bending is easy for you or it's really, really comfortable, right, press into the feet. You can roll the shoulders under and then come into a chest expansion. Okay, think about a belt buckle, right? I say this all the time, right? Think about a belt buckle. Somebody's grabbing your belt buckle and lifting you up by the belt. Right? So it's ascending energy. Right? Descending through the feet, ascending energy for the spine. Take a one more big deep breath in. Have the shoulders are rolling and have the hands clasped. Begin to unroll the shoulders, and then we'll begin to roll the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Releasing the hips down. And just pause here for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Let the spine release. Right, it's easy to want to just toss those knees into the chest, but we want to give the spine just a moment to just pause and really release and find the neutral position before we just hurry those knees in. Now, we'll take the knees in one at a time. Hug them in, give yourself a good squeeze, rock side to side or forward and back. And we'll begin to open the arms out to the sides, just beginning to let the knees drop gently towards the right. Relax the shoulders to the earth. Take a nice big deep breath in, rolling the spine back to the center. Exhaling, dropping to the left. Inhale again, slowly beginning to come back onto your spine. Give yourself one more good hug. Give yourself a squeeze. And very, very slowly begin to release your feet to the floor. And we're going to take our time and begin to find a comfortable place that you can relax into. And that can be whatever is most comfortable for you. Right, you can stay on your back, you can lie on your side, you can sit. But once you physically become comfortable, just beginning to close your eyes, just beginning to bring the attention to the sound of your breath. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. Exhaling out your nose or your mouth. Whatever feels best for you. Just beginning to bring the attention to the scalp. Relaxing your head, your temples, all through your forehead, the space between your eyes, around your eyes, and down through the cheeks. Releasing through the jaw. Just letting your tongue just be completely heavy. Relaxing through your neck, your shoulders, down through the chest, the rib cage, through the belly, all along the front of the body. Just beginning to let the body just completely melt, softening the back of the spine, from the top to the bottom. melt into the earth. Letting the arms and your legs just release. Relaxing through your hands and your fingertips, your feet and your toes. Just letting the whole body just relax. Breathing in peace, calm, love, and light. And just exhaling, just letting go of whatever you've been carrying. Giving yourself the permission to just be at peace. Just beginning to bring the attention back to your breath. And just allowing your breath to deepen. Taking a big deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. 2 more times. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. 1 more time. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Just allowing your breath to return to normal. Beginning to gently draw your knees back in towards your chest. Just rocking side to side or forward and back. And then taking your time, just returning back to a comfortable seat. Finding a nice long straight spine. Bringing the palms together, thumbs into the heart. And taking your thumbs between your eyebrows for peaceful, calming thoughts. To the lips for words of truth and kindness. And back to your heart for unconditional love, always to yourself first, and then spreading to all you love. Take a big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Open our eyes. Thank y'all so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back on Thursday at 9:30. So if there's anything that you need, that you want to work on, you want to learn, please let me know. Reach out to me. I will be so happy to bring you whatever it is you want to work on. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for joining me. Namaste.